Hello guys and welcome back after this short summer break. Today I'm gonna show you the difference between stereo image and dual mono. And if you stay till the end of this video, I'm gonna show you a very useful trick on Logic Pro 11 about how to deal correctly with stereo image. So let's dive into the video. So I have opened my project, and as you can see I have the first track with this sound and with a delay on dual mono. It's just here, you see dual mono, and on the second track I have the same delay from SSL but in stereo. On the first one, those are the settings. 90% on the left and 90% on the right, and the same thing here with quarter notes on the left and half notes on the right. So now I will hit play in solo and then you will see the difference, and after that I will explain deeply the difference between both. So now we're gonna listen the first track with the dual mono effect. And now the second track with the stereo image now. There is a difference between both, even if the settings are the same. So what's the difference? When you put this effect with a stereo image, that means that the effect will be applied with the same amount of signal on the both sides. But if you do it with the dual mono, then that means that on the right side you're gonna have those settings applied, and on the left side you're gonna have those settings applied. And that means that the dual mono effect is very helpful if you want to create very specific and artistic mixes. That means that you will be able to apply a different effect on the right and a different effect on the left. So it's very useful. And then, as I told you, I'm gonna show you a little trick about the stereo image on Logic Pro. So guys, congratulations for those who stayed till the end of this video. Now I'm gonna show a bonus track about the stereo panning on Logic Pro. So by default, the panning on Logic Pro is set on balance. So here you have your pan, and if you hold Control and right click, then you have this pop-up window which allows you to choose between balance, stereo pan and binaural pan. So I'm not going to talk about binaural pan today because it's a subject much more complicated, but I will explain to you the difference between balance and stereo pan. So when your pan is set on balance, and let's say I do that on this track, what will happen? It's very easy. You will have the sensation that the sound is much more on the right. And why it's happening? It's just because we have a higher amount of the sound on our right ear and a less amount on our left. So now, by doing that, our brain thinks that the sound is situated on the right. Nothing fancy, okay? But the problem is that if you are using some kind of sounds, let's say, which begins a little bit on the right and ends a little bit on the left, or if you are doing an orchestral stuff and you are using, let's say, strings, and as you know, those libraries are recorded as you have an orchestra in front of you. So let's say if I have the violence one section, some persons of the violence ones gonna be much more on the left, and the other ones gonna be much more on the center. That means then that when it's recorded, the stereo image gonna be sometimes on the left, sometimes on the right. And if you decide to pan it just on the left, that means that you can lose a very important amount of valuable informations. So in that case, the balance panning is not the one, the better one. So that means it's better than to use the stereo pan. So if I want now to use the stereo pan, I just hold Control and right click, stereo pan. As you can see, the pan looks a little bit differently. Now I can choose an area in which one I want to put my sound. So now let's say I'm gonna listen that. I hit play. Now you have the sensation that the sound is a little bit in the center and also on the left. So this is the difference between balance panning and stereo panning. And now I will show you the last trick. Listen the sound. Here my pan is set on stereo. Listen the sound. If I hold Command and click on the knob here, as you can see, the color is now orange. And here the difference. The stereo was inverted. So it's a very, very helpful trick if sometimes you want to change the stereo. It's very easy. You put the pan on stereo panning, and you hold Command and left click, and if you want to come back just in the normal way, you hit once again Command and left click. Let's hear once again the difference. This is the normal way. Sound begins on the right, and if I change it, so, hope this video was useful for you. Don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, share with your friends, and see you soon for another videos. It was Fabio from Logic Pro 10 Tips and Cinematic Compositions. See you, bye bye guys.